Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today. Let's talk about mysterious cases. We're handling explosive revelations, and Poirot just discovered a whole new world. However, Mary insists she didn't steal the necklace. Her cousin has kleptomania and can't resist nice things. Mary assures Poirot it's not her fault. Mary admits her cousin stole the necklace, but her ace is I didn't kill. She's clueless about Lynette's fate. So Poirot went back to Lynette's room and found a bottle of red nail polish. A sniff revealed a smell of ink was the writer painting her nails, and this became a key clue in solving the case. Next, Poirot searched the lawyer's room and found forged documents along with a suspicious ticket. More surprisingly, the colonel found a handgun in her room. While the lawyer rushed to the crime scene. Based on the evidence, it seems the lawyer is also a suspect. Just when Poirot was diving deeper, another murder occurred on the ship. The victim this time was Lynette's maid. Poirot found she was stabbed to death, clutching a bill fragment. Seeing this scene, Poirot finally understood why the maid answered so ambiguously earlier. She had indeed seen the killer. The maid hid the truth to blackmail the killer. But the killer, in a fit of madness, simply decided to silence her with a stab. Perhaps this is the legendary dying for money. As time went by, the case still wasn't making any progress. Poirot began to doubt her abilities, and just when she was feeling overwhelmed, a frantic female writer approached her. Excitedly, she announced, "I witnessed the killer of the maid and Lynette." Hearing this news, even the bedridden Simon almost dropped his jaw, and then the writer started recalling that fateful night. Last night, as she passed the hallway, she happened to see someone enter the maid's room, but at that moment, it didn't register. Not until learning of the maid's murder did she suspect him as the killer. But when she was to name him, an accident occurred. With a bang, the writer collapsed on the spot. Poirot hurriedly chased out, but the killer had vanished without a trace. But there was a gun left at the scene, the same one Poirot found in Lynette's lawyer's room. Poirot confronted the lawyer. "Are you the one who killed Lynette?" But the lawyer shot back with a question. "Everyone on this boat knows I have a gun. Why couldn't someone else have stolen it to do something bad?" Faced with the lawyer's wordplay, Poirot calmly laid out her reasoning. She mentioned the forged documents and altered tickets found in the room, and that was no coincidence. The lawyer, exploiting his role as Lynette's caretaker, plotted to seize her assets, and her 21st birthday was near. Poirot, said the lawyer, fearing Lynette would find her secret, staged the coincidental meeting to cause an accident at the right time. As long as Lynette dies, no one would know her secret, just like that rock that fell from the sky. After hearing Poirot's deduction, the lawyer replied angrily, "I considered infringing Lynette's assets, but didn't kill." Unable to explain her stolen gun, she huffed off in anger, but Poirot wore a knowing smile. Now she clearly understood who the real killer was. Poirot gathered everyone together. In front of everyone, she shared her revelations, declaring, "My biggest mistake was thinking this was a spur-of-the-moment murder case. The killer even dosed my food to keep me from seeing the truth. How diabolical." She pointed out that the gun thrown into the Nile should never have been there, and that missing wrap was utterly baffling. With clear burn marks on Lynette's gunshot wound, it was obvious the killer shot directly at her head. There's no way that wrap muffled the sound. And that accidental bullet hitting Simon, where did that come from? The only explanation is that another person definitely fired a shot. The bottle of red nail polish in Lynette's room reminded me of that dyed handkerchief. Clearly, everything was pre-planned. Lynette's death was a meticulously designed murder, and Poirot hadn't initially connected the dots until a clue arose while questioning. The maid alternated between saying she saw the killer and denying it, sparking Poirot's inspiration. If she indeed saw the killer, why not keep silent to blackmail? The reason is simple: the killer was right beside her, and the maid's words were actually hinting the killer was seen. Can you guess who it is? That's right, the killer is the bedridden Simon. Poirot's deductions are hard to believe. But Simon rebuts, "This is nonsense. Unless you have evidence, this is outright slander. Because everyone knows she couldn't move after her injury, the doctor can back her up." However, Poirot remains undeterred. She continued recounting the true events of that night after Jackie and Simon had a spat. In fact, the blood Simon supposedly didn't hit was fake. What people saw was merely red ink spilled on the handkerchief, and the ink bottle coincidentally happens to be Lynette's nail polish. This explains why Poirot smelled ink from that nail polish. Simon took 2 tourists, slipped off shoes, and stealthily entered Lynette's room to kill her. Afterwards, she returned the ink bottle and even used Lynette's blood to write a letter of talk about misdirection. After finishing everything, Simon returned to the hall, took out the bullet that hit Jackie, and fired a self-sufficient shot using a peaky as a silencer. To deflect suspicion, she even planned to break her own bone while shooting, keeping others from suspecting her. Thus, she loaded a bullet in the gun, making everyone think it had only been fired twice.